Everyone that knows me knows I'm obsessed with space and science fiction, and I think a lot has to do with just dreaming as a kid. Because when you notice the world around you, it's very finite. You know, you can have your job or your school, but when you look up, you know, it potentially, everyone thinks it is infinite. And to me, I used to always say, if it truthfully is infinite, then there's an infinite amount of possibilities of what's out there. So when I look up, you know, I just want to talk about it, I want to read about it, I want to make movies about it, I want to make a children's book about it, you know, whatever possible. To me, that's the story, you know. And I found a book called Above Top Secret by Timothy Good, and I was like, oh my God, this book was a Bible. This was like, every page, I'm like, guys, you know, and they're like, shut up, and we're in a van driving together, and that was the start. Really, it's about Angels and Airwaves, because when Angels and Airwaves started, it was coming off the heels of breaking up with Blink, and I just wanted to do an art project. And a lot of people go, it's a band. I go, no, I always tell it's an art project. I found myself, because of the companies that I have, being inspired at producing a lot of projects. I think I'm better at working with talented people rather than trying to be super talented at one thing. I was never a shredding guitar player. I was never the best singer, but I can kind of do them both pretty good. But I like that same way with paint. I'm not a good painter, but I can kind of find my way. I like to try a lot of different things. I don't really want to be the master of any one thing. I kind of want to be okay at a bunch of things. To me, that's a much more favorable journey to be on. So when we did Angels and Airwaves, we said, okay, how do we come up and do less albums, but each album is much more broad in its aspirations and ambitions? How do we come up with these properties about human behavior and consciousness, but have them live on different mediums? So here we have a production house called To the Stars. So we're dreaming up how to do these things. And a lot of these announcements will come at the beginning of next year after the holidays, where we've been working on things for a few years now that people start to hear about it. We've already put out one movie, but a lot of these grand kind of other things will come out. So it's very easy to dream up one day and just go, hey, let's do a children's book about some of this stuff, you know? And a few phone calls later, yes, we can have it ready by this time, we can have it up for sale at this time, we can be shipping it to people at this time, you know, and I have just a lot of capabilities because of the resources we have. And everyone gives me the credit, you know, as though I'm making the books myself or, you know, putting up all the sales and marketing. It's not, you know, it's a team of people, and that's how the whole Angels and Airwaves thing was thought of. You know, if we have a good team of people, we can accomplish a lot more than any other specific band. Mike Henry I met at Comic-Con. So when I went down to Comic-Con for the first time years back, I was happy to see that they still had all the artists there. So I went through, I looked at all of them. I got a couple numbers, but then I met Mike, this big teddy bear, had these amazing like robots and monsters that he drew that were so colorful, so modern, but just fun. Very, very much of what you see Disney and Pixar doing today, but even more colorful. And what he did, I think, just really made it way better. I think I'm getting a lot of credit for something that so much is in the artwork. Punk rock is purposeful for a kid for a variety of reasons. Not so much as an adult, but as a kid, you are empowered to be different, individualized, and to do it yourself. Absolutely. And the more you do those things, the cooler you are and the better you are at that culture, you know? And it was funny, Bono once said that they didn't even know to start the band U2 until they saw the Ramones and realized you don't have to shred at your instruments to be in a band, you know? You can get the emotion across in a different way. It was kind of more of what you were saying and how you were living, is not as much as your solos, you know, and on guitar. So what I learned from being in a punk rock band was really these ethics of getting out there and doing things yourself. I mean, having kids is everything. Because when you have kids, you see the world again through their eyes, and then you instantly remember what it's like to be a kid again. And that is the secret to eternal youth. It's not the pond. What's the famous like eternal youth, or the lake? Whatever it is, that old, like, you know, folklore. It's having children and seeing the world through their eyes and being able to go to Comic-Con and see them just wowed at the enormity in that. And seeing a bunch of adults living like kids again. And it's cool. It's not weird. So keep my eyes closed, is that what you're saying?
All right. And now you can open your eyes. What are we looking at here?
Oh my God. Is this my sushi roll?
It is.
It is my sushi. I haven't actually seen it. Did you? Have you seen this? No. Have you tried it? Am I able to eat one of these?
Yeah, if I can have one.
Yeah, of course. How did you get one of these? Or did you just stop by?
I called them and asked them.
No, how funny. Well, we're all gonna have to try this. But the funny thing is my friend that designed a roll as well, put it all vegetables and stuff. And I was like, that's like the worst roll I've ever heard of. He's like, well, all you did was take something that already existed. Well, no, but I added a few things to it. But in any case, I got a lot of for it. But guess what? My roll won, right? And it's amazing.
What's in the roll?
Okay. We have wasabi frosh, which is like a wasabi cream. We have tempura flakes on the outside, avocado, spicy tuna, and lemon zest. It's a little lemon zest, just to put on the top. And this is epic. They should keep this on the menu, by the way.